a different system that allows me to stream to my very neglected YouTube channel. So if you're seeing me there, hello, to my Facebook page, my Jane Davenport Artist page, where I usually love stream, my mixed media group, which is a group that you can join. And if you like using Jane Davenport art supplies, then that is where you can share your artwork. We have a lovely time. And also, was there somewhere else? Oh, I think I'm sharing this in one of my workshop groups as well. That was by accident. Sorry about that. But this is a test. I think that no matter where you leave a comment, I think I will be able to see it. So that will be very nice. Now I'm just going to see if this is in fact working. And because the only way for me to sort of test it in real time is just to see, oh, there it is. Oh, captions are auto-generated. Oh, I can't stand it when it does that. Okay, so, oh, but I can turn that off, can't I? On my own settings, can I? No, yes, I can. No, the comments are on. Anyway. Hey, Mary, how you going? Okay, so the chats aren't coming up on my little that there. So I can only, I have to check each thing to see any chats. So that's not that great. But anyway, Mary is saying she was about to start working on the Scylla lesson that's in the Gods and Monsters group. But she's scary. She is a scary monster. That is very true. Now, let me get rid of that logo because we don't need that graphic sitting on there. And what we do have happening, though, is I would love this. I'd love to see the chats. Anyway, I'll just have to look on each thing. I wonder. So I don't know if that's coming up on YouTube. Oh, it's just, this is an experiment and we shall see what is happening. So Amber is saying, yes, you're seeing this, I think, on Facebook. But I don't like the quality of it, I must say. It's not looking that good to me. Anyway, I'm going to have fun, and Mermaid this year is a little bit odd because I've got these brand new watercolours and I couldn't get watercolours to rhyme in any way with May or M because we usually have May or Alice in April or January with January Austin with our creative prompts. So what I thought I would do is, as our creative prompts for this month, and you can join in if you like or not, but I'm going to be doing them anyway, using the namesake of the colour each day. And I've got this as a printout or PDF on my Facebook page. I'll also put it on my blog at janedavenport.com. They're the easiest places to find static things. Today's Green Gables, and the original idea was to insert a mermaid somehow in each of these great classics. So why are they named after, why we're doing great classics, as in literary classics, is because this is the watercolour library. There's two libraries. There's the By the Sea and By the Fireplace. And there's 24 colours altogether. This is the tubes here, all loved beautifully packaged. Nice generous serve of the watercolour. This is the swatch card that comes with it. They've already coloured. This is the other set. This is By the Sea. This is By the Fireplace. So these are available on my website at janedavenport.com. And the reason why tube watercolour is just so divine is because I might get the pinkiest pink in the whole world. This is Pride and Prejudice. Super duper pink. And, oh, I haven't made a spray for it. Or maybe I'll do 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. This is the most turquoisey turquoise. Incredible, amazing master quality pigment. Because this is a paste, for lack of a better word, the watercolour, you can squeeze this out and put it in any size pan that you like. For instance, I've got it in my Fantastic pans here, which of course a mermaid scale shaped. I've got, oh, this little half pans here. So this is my original 36 small pans. This is the lattice watercolor pan. This is a really big, lovely wet palette there, so you can really get nice and easy. I might leave that open there at the side because just depends on the mood. Sometimes I feel like painting little and sometimes I feel like painting big. Just completely depends. And you just squeeze that in, but you can also make your own sprays with this. So you just squeeze in a little bit of the watercolor, add water. I always use distilled water because it has no chemicals in it. That's the kind of water you put in an iron. That's had the chemicals that are often in tap water out, just so there's no interference. And also a mixing bowl because the watercolor will settle again. I add a tiny little bit of Kinder Binder, which is our new binder bottle. Where is she? I might have just taken it off the desk, actually. I was playing around with things over there. Just to help things stick on the page. That's not completely necessary. It's up to you. And then while you're making the spray, you may as well make a mermaid marker as well. Oh, I haven't made a blue one yet. And I've just added some of the watercolor juice to one of the Inky Depths water brushes with the mermaid tails. You may detect a theme if you're new here. I like mermaids. When I create mermaids, it means I'm feeling happy. So what I'm going to create on for mermaid, so usually when I'm working on a new project is I like to create a whole new, or start a journal or something so that I can put all of that specific work together. So I think and I don't know which journal I want to work in. So I've got lots of different choices, but I'm thinking paper pack. So the paper packs are all versions of, from my various journals. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, at least 13, 14, 15, 16. I've done at least 16 different art journals over time. I might have forgotten one, but anyway. And what the art paper pack does is brings my favourite papers from those, and I'm an absolute paper aficionado, and allows us to, it comes to you pre-folded. So this is actually A3, pre-folded down to A4, which is a really big journal. And you can bind this into a journal later. So that's what I will do. And then I can create different papers. Of room. Decide what I want to do. I haven't decided, but just in case you're new here, you haven't seen something like this, is what I'm talking about. I wonder why the things don't come up. Hey Renee, how are you going? How's everyone? Right. So let me know how this feels for you, this type of broadcast. It looks very low resolution to me so far, and I can't see it on anything other than, sorry, because this is a little test. I'm just seeing if I can spot it on other formats. Oh, there I am. I am live there. Great. Nice. Terrific, Anna. Very low resolution. And anyway, we'll see what happens. I'll also record this so that if something good happens, I can always just repost it, a better version of it, right? So this is very much very similar to the journal that I've been creating in Gods and Monsters. And in that, I've got lots of different papers in there, and then I've bound them together. It's so much fun. Oh, that's another prompt list from last month. But I can use my window pane paper. I can use the Back to the Fuchsia paper, which is what I'm using now, smooth operator paper, levitation, and all of these different papers react differently. This is the dark arts paper. They react differently to each of the different art supplies. This is glittering prize, which is another type of watercolor paper, and it's got a glitter in it, and like a shimmer that's embedded in the paper, and so just gives extra loveliness. I wonder if I can change any settings. Just excuse me. Oh, I've gone high definition, maybe. Okay, well, I have to upgrade to get full HD. Well, I just need to do the first one first. I did high definition. Oh, whatever. Anyway, I'll fiddle around with that at another point. Right. Okay, so social comments display here. Click on them to showcase in the screen. Well, I can't. Sorry, I'm talking to the little system here. It all worked quite easily. I'm a bit shocked. So I can also eat in other vintage papers. So who knows what we want to do, but I really want to do just lots of different fun things with watercolour for Mermaid. And I've got the inspiration of the names of each of the colours. So I've got to do a focus on each of the colours, and then we'll just see what happens. So let me just give myself room, because I think what I would like to do first is I'll get the Lady of the Hour, Anne of Green Gables. I'll pop her there. And I'll pop them there. And I'll turn that off, because you don't need to see me there in the corner. Okay. And look, I've already got this. I've got this. I just haven't labelled these yet. Oh, isn't that lovely? Right. I'll record this as well. So just look, I'm hedging all my bets. I've got my big palette here. This is the lattice palette. It clips together like really securely. It's got this nice little padded inner lining. If you had my ink sink from when I launched the Incredible Inks, you can use this in the same way. So I have already done this with some of my other inks. I put a tiny little bit of sponge and put the ink in there and make a little wet palette. Without the sponge, things can become a bit splishy splashy. So I will prefer to have them like this. Oh, I would love to be able to turn off the auto-generated captions, because I find them super distracting. What do you think, people? Do you like the auto-generated captions? I wish they'd let me turn them off. They're very ugly. Right. I'm just going to have some fun. So this is Green Gables here. I might go in with a little spritzy poo. And I'm thinking of Anne of Green Gables. I've got some pictures from a movie. I'm not sure if is that the same actress. And just some inspiration of, I think this is a different movie of Anne of Green Gables. I think this was a Netflix one. I think this is just some Rose Romantique. Someone doing, this is Anne and Emily, her best friend. But she's so cute with her little straw hat. So of course I want to create her with that bag and maybe that look of flowers and meadows in the background. So I'm just having a little rifle through some of my laces here to see what might be nice as a little background. I don't want it to be just one colour, of course. But Now, if this isn't lying flat, like you can see this lace isn't lying flat to the surface, sort of lifted up, so that'll be a more diffuse area. I'm going to take it right to the corners, and you can see that it's a really, really light green when we place it like that. But let's spray through some other colours as well. Might come through a little bit of blue here. And I do have all of the colours already made. So I'm going to just add a little bit of Secret Garden down here just to give it some depth, and I might even come in with a little bit of Wind in the Willows, I think. Oh, now this is the Svelte sprayer. This is a new sprayer that we have. You can hear that mixing ball just helping things get started. That little creature for a minute or two. I'm going to have to get out some of the pink because this will go orange. So let's just see what we've got. I might want to get rid of that. Really come back over again. Now let's just see. This is just a little background technique. And I came on that this weird late time because I know usually there's not that many people awake or around. So it's a good time for me to test things out. Okay, now I want this to dry off a little. Oh, I've got a little bit of watercolour coming through, but I don't think that matters. But what I could do is just hold that down. Just pop a little handy helper there, these little clips. So some of the things that I'm showing you are, everything I've shown you so far are exclusive to my site, but then I do have other things that you can find elsewhere. It just depends. If it's one of the things I've created myself, or if I've done it as a collaboration. Now here is Anne of Green Gables in here, or just Green Gables. Anne of Green Gables I couldn't fit on the whole thing. And of course it's mermaid too, so if I can fold a mermaid in here as well, wouldn't that be nice? Because she did live by, Green Gables was near the ocean. So perhaps we could have Anne here at the edge of the fields, coming to the edges. And this could be the marshes, the wetlands, the ocean. And she could be, maybe she's meeting a little, maybe Emily could be in this version, in this alternate universe, in this mermaid universe. Maybe this is Emily the mermaid. That's just one little idea. But this is Wind in the Willows, this softer green. Of course, you can, the nice thing about being able to pour your own watercolours is you can use different, mix your own colours, even in the pan, in the palette. Oh, there's all nice speckles of colour. I love this pattern. I might let it dry and then I can do another little wash over it. I'll lose too much detail if I go in there and work wet on wet all at once. If I let this dry off a little, that might be better. Quite like all of these speckles just happening as they are. And let's just, now there was a picture, right, one of these. This is a still from the promotion shots of this movie, which I haven't seen, but I love her standing here in the meadow. So I might just create my little Anne of Green Gables here in the meadow, and then let's just see what happens. The thing about creative prompts is it's just a way to trigger you to be creative, to just do something. And by you, I mean me. It's just a way for me to just do something that's completely not related to anything other than in the moment. So I'm going to use blue. I don't know why though. Why am I using the blue? I think it's because this little graphic here has this blue dress, but that's very Alice to me. This is a cute little thing. Why is she always in this? See, that's her best friend in the blue. But if I put her in a green dress, she's going to be camouflaged, so I don't want to do that. And if I did yellow, same thing. Red doesn't seem like that's what she would wear. I'm going to do this and then do a white apron. Okay, let me just... Gosh, I can't decide what colour to do her dress. I might... Well, let's do Alice blue. Alice, Dorothy, and they're all going to be in their blue. So it's just a little girl. Okay, stop panicking, Jane. You'll be right. And I want that red hair to stand out. That's the important thing. Okay, so let's just get a shape in. Okay, she's going to have long sleeves because the times. Little cuff, puffy little olden days sleeve there. We're going to have a little white her apron. Now, I think I might do that with layer cake. Actually, I might go in with pencil or watercolour pencil for that. So let me... I'm going to go in with this colour called Wobbegong. So this is from the Tropical Reef set. This will just stand out from the background, but it's not an attention-grabbing colour all of its own. And it's going to be okay as an undertone for skin, and it's going to be okay as an undertone for whatever else I'm going to do. It's sort of a tannish colour, tannish, orangish colour. It's not going to give me any problems, I don't think. But the paper is not dry, so that's why I'm not using a coloured pencil. I just find that with a wet surface, now she's a little girl, so I'm not going to give her much of a bust in this instance, and a high-waisted little dress, that's the fashion. I'm just thinking Little House on the Prairie, and we're going to, that might be a little hand coming here. So I'm not going to be able to see her thumb. Oh, but I might want her to hold her great big carry-all. It might be hard to see from the side, but let's just get this cute little dress. And we'll give it some flow. We'll let the wind come along and blow it. I'm just checking little things. Oh, sorry, I'm just reading the comments. Sorry. Oh, Renee is she's just come back on holiday. She said, are we doing Mermaid? Yes. So this is part of Mermaid because I've got the new colours. I want to celebrate the new colours, these new watercolours. And I know it's a weird Mermaid, but we're going to use the classics that are the namesakes of the colours of the new watercolours. Where did I just put them? As the prompt names, and incorporate the classics into, get a mermaid in there somehow. So this is Anne of Green Gables. I'm going to have a little Do they wear pantaloons? Like what's going on underneath, or it's just legs? Maybe pantaloons were for dressing up. I don't know, but it would certainly be below the knee, wouldn't it? And then we've got, so the little feet might be little boots, I imagine, probably stockings. And this would be the fields and grass and all the rest. And so I haven't read this book, well, since I was a kid. But it was such a sweet story. She was such a cute little creature. She was always making the best of the situation. I really want to let that dry off before I try and get any white over here of her little apron. But let's get into this hair. So let's, what have I got here? Okay. Now, is she going to be looking into, where's my mermaid going to feature in? Well, she had a great imagination, so maybe that will be part of it. Maybe this is the ocean back here. And a mermaid might be popping up there. Very subtle use of mermaid. Okay, so we've got the infernal red hair, as she would call it. Well, no, what did she call it? Oh, she would complain about her red hair, wouldn't she? But of course, that was her most beautiful feature. Red like carrots. So here it is. We'll give her really thick hair, and it's blowing in the wind a little bit as well. Oh, she has to have her little hat on. Her little sun hat. So we'll let that just a little round straw hat brim. Oh, and we'll let her put some, she'll have put some little flowers in it as well. So I've got the little hook of the ear going to be here. This is going to be the red hair. This is the start of her face. Now we need to get a nose in here. Now she loved her nose. The other features she didn't love so much. I'm not sure why she loved her nose, but I just remember that she loved her nose. Now I'm just going to quickly dry that off, I think. Now, normally I would just let that dry naturally, but it's going to take a while, so. And I need to draw on it. So if you've got any questions for me, let me know. Oh, I can see Susan. Hey, Tracy, how you going? You must be watching on my page. I'm just checking the various places where this live's going out. This is a little test of things. And where is my... Sorry, this is rather boring doing this, but there we go. Mainly if I dry here. That will help me greatly. Okay, so hopefully that'll stop the camera going crazy all the time as well. There we go. Okay. I don't think this is going to YouTube though, so that's interesting. I don't actually know how to check because I can't see your current live streams. No. Oh, no, it is happening. Okay, got it. New pin chat, right. Oh, okay, so I can see you. Okay, Sarah says you are on YouTube. Hi, Marcy. Oh, I guess you can watch the... so I've got 6 screens on because I haven't worked out Restream yet. But yes, thank you for joining me. Oh, there we go. I love this. This is awesome. Right, so this has been a terrific little colour. So that's from the... Oh, my goodness, the water wands. I nearly forgot the name. How crazy is that? Right, now for her little face, I do have all of this green underneath. Now, green is it's a beast with undertones. And I want to use watercolour. So what I think I'll do is I'm going to add a bunch of water. I know that the paper can take it. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that, and I'm going to use some paper towel. Dry paper towel would really help. Just lift off some of that green. And what I might even do is get rid of my green water. I can use that for when I'm using the green. And while I'm letting that part of the paper just settle down a little, so when I start to add a couple of little flesh tones, I'm not battling these greens, these little dots and things quite so much because they're right in her beard zone, and she's just not old enough for a beard. I'm sorry. So I'm just taking the colour off the paper, but why don't we add a little bit more of the colour? Didn't mean to do that. Don't take the lid off and then shake things. Now, usually with splops like that, they're usually quite handy. So I'll leave those there. What I wanted to do was just come around the edge so that when I add on my other colours, she's going to stand out a little bit already. And take out some of this white. This is sort of the sun here. Now let's get that red hair. So rather than using red, so this is Scarlet Letter, I'm going to use these colours, which are not so much Treasure Island, but Journey to the Centre of the Earth, or Centre of the Earth, because I couldn't fit the whole. It's a very long title. Where's my little swatches so I can show you? Yoo-hoo, hello. Where's the other one? If you can see it, please shout out warm or cold. Oh, there it is. You would never have found that. Of course. So the colours that I can be using for her skin tones, oh, go away, stop it, I was talking to myself then. Painted Veil, Centre of the Earth, War of the Worlds. But these colours for her hair, this would be like War of the Worlds is going to be lovely for auburn hair. And then I can add in a little bit of drama with these sorts of colours as well. So with Scarlet Letter and Great Gatsby even. I mean, it's carrots, right? So we'll start with this. Actually, I might use a smaller brush. And let's get this out. So this is my little Drench watercolour sponge. And I'd use this instead of splashing water on paper towel. I'm really, really trying to get out of that habit because I just use so much paper towel and it's just a waste. So I'm just putting my brush in there and I just knock the water off just to help control how much water, so I don't end up with this happening. Oh, I don't want it right in the way there. Oh, let's get that actually a bit more fancy. I could mix up a colour on a palette, which would probably be a sensible thing to do. One of the reasons I love this palette is because I kind of just mix the colours up in amongst each other. So it's sort of, it is my messy palette. So I've started off with the hair being redder and darker at the top and going into more, getting lighter as it goes. So we've got a little ombre effect, and adding little loose hairs might be better when things are dry, but I can't help myself, so adding a few in here and there. Oh, this is working quite well. And then let's give her little straw hat a moment with Treasure Island. And that's going to mix nicely with the pencil that I put down with Wobbegong. So Wobbegong is a weird little shark. It's a little frilly not ground dwelling, doesn't live out of the water. A little bottom dwelling shark. That doesn't sound right either, to be quite honest. Being a bottom dweller. Could be anything. So right. Hey, Mayra from Southern California on YouTube. How you going? Oh, okay. So Renee says she just switched from Facebook and the stream is a lot clearer on YouTube. Oh, that's interesting to know. And Colourful Painter says the same thing. Now, it's not the focus of the camera, it's the quality of the live stream. So it could be that I can do something to make the quality of the live stream better next time. I will do that. But this being the first one, but I am recording this so that if I create something that we want to keep that's worthwhile, that's helpful, then I can always I can add that instead of this. So I apologise if the stream back. I picked the highest resolution, and my what do you call it? Like my broadband speed's nice and fast, so it should be okay. But if it gets really super technical, I can always get an expert to come and help me. So what I'm doing, I'm dragging, what I tend to do is use the same brush for a while. I'm washing that out. You can hear me wish-washing. And then I've just got too much water on it, and I've just come in here. I don't want this to be too sodden. I don't want this to be too sodden at the moment anyway. So I'm just dib, dab, dib, dab, dib, just getting the Goldilocks amount. So this is Painted Veil. This is a very nice mid skin tone, just a really nice cool beige. So if I wanted to make her skin quite light, I just add a bit more water. If I want to make her skin a bit darker, I can just add in one of the other darker colours. I'm just going to add a damp brush and spread this just so it's a bit softer. And then we'll just see how that feels. While it's still wet though, I'm going to come in with a little bit of Pygmalion, which is this colour here. It's a beautiful, I can show you on here. It's this beautiful warm pink, a coral. It's very nice for cheeks. So I'm going to add some little colour into her cheeks now so that that can just soften in there, just blend in a little. Here's one of my pinkiest pink in here, just in her little flowers on her hat. And with her little apron, I can use layer cake. I could use white paint, like my white gesso. Oh, there's the binder I was looking for earlier. There's the kind of binder. The other thing I can use is the new Go-Go gouache, which is called Blinded by the Light. It hasn't been released quite yet, but it's very, very close. And each of these is a little bit different. So I've actually got some here that I've already poured out into a pan. And where is she? There's my little tube just there. It's very, very cute. Oh, I was playing with it before. I think I moved it. So this is just on a little magnet. So this is different to the way the layer cake moves. So it could be that I want to use them both. Now with gouache or watercolour, you just do need to just wait for it to dry to see really how opaque it's going to go down. But I'm getting it so it's not too watery, so I get a little bit of momentum. It's a lovely soft effect. So I'm helping her stand out from the background. And then if I want to build up into more and more white, let's let it dry off for a start. But I'm going to come over all of this. So then she stands out a little bit from the background. So who is going to join in with the prompts and with mermaid and create? So you could have a little mermaid in the eyes. Actually going to get that little highlight, just a little soft highlight in here already as well. Oh, playing with watercolour is so nice. Right. And then if I want to add a little bit more of an intense white or more opaque white, then that's layer cake. But we need all the things, right? I might take that little clip off, get in my way there. But it's nice to have the two. And just like I said, the way they work is a little bit different to each other. This is going to sit up more on the top, whereas the gouache is going to sink into the watercolour a little bit more, and it's just not as opaque. I love the way the autocorrect is spelling gouache. Oh, my goodness me. Okay. Kate says, everything's awesome. I finally caught you live. Oh, good. Kate's just finished a mermaid. A mermaid for mermaid. Excellent. Let's get her little boots on. I might even use a little pan palette here. Oh, she probably has those little House on the Prairie boots that lace up. the leg. See how this has gone, this really grey kind of colour here compared to the face, even though I've used the painted veil, the same colour? It's because this had that green under it, and that's what I'm talking about. It's hard to overcome a green undertone under the skin like that. It always greys off. So that's why I lifted it from her little face there. And what should I give her? What else does she? Well, she's just out there enjoying nature, hoping that she gets to stay with her new family. I like how this is all looking. I might ground her a little bit. I'll put a little bit of this Wind in the Willows and mix it with just a little tiny bit of the War of the Worlds. Sorry, Lost World. Oh, I might even put in a little bit of that blue as well. Just as a little shadow, just to help put her on the ground. Let's get some little plants happening, little. Should we get some little flowers happening? So I've got a little bit of Great Expectations. This is a little bit of Great Gatsby in here for a little center of these little daisies. One of the dogs is snoring. I can hear them. So cute. Oh, maybe that should be a big bow in the white. I might add that in with pen or pencil, with a bit of detail later. So I've got a little bit of flowers. I could add in a little bit of different shape of flower that ties in with a little ribbon. Here she's standing on some little poppies or something. So I've got this little hill happening back here. And I might get a bit of this yellow up into her hat, into these flowers here. Actually, it needs white. That's what it needs. But maybe white paint pen. Let me. Okay, no. I've got a finer brush. Go very fine. Oh, this has got lots of. It had black paint on it. There you go. That would not have been welcome. I wonder if that's dry enough. Just a few little petals, just so we know what this. She's just a little flower crown to put on her hat there. Little highlight there. Oh, just a little puff of her sleeve. I come in with a darker blue. Just to add some shadows to this. Sleeve, just because it's quite prominent. Okay, now I've got to get mermaid. I've got to have some sort of mermaid thing here. So if you have the laces going up, your laces are up here, aren't they? Okay, and they're going in the breeze. Okay, get that colour again. It's those sort of stud things, aren't they? Yeah, just a little bit of detail to say, yes, yes, we know what we're doing. A little bit of I'm just adding a little bit of Treasure Island because it just will sort of hopefully look like a bit of a creamy colour. Oh, no, you know what I should do? Maybe just a little bit of grey under there. So I could mix one up, but I have it right here. So this is from the Neutrals palette. So this is Dove. So just imagining the light coming down here. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I'm just creating a little bit of movement in her skirt and a little bit of a shadow here, and then I'm going to blend that with my brush. Just to start building in some volume. And so with this, the palette comes with 20 pans, and then I've added an extra 4, and just by turning them. So we don't sell the pans on their own. Really, the palette comes to hold the pans. But if you wanted to get a few more pans into all of the other fantastic palettes that you might have, then that's just a nice thing. Just letting things dry while I'm chit-chatting. So this is I've got my Atlantis palettes here with the neons. Oops, calm down, please. You can't see those yet, they're secrets. Why did I pick up this set? And then I've got my Whimsical Watercolors, the new collaboration with Creative Expressions and Cosmic Shimmer. And then these are all the fairy dusts with all of the pigments that you can make your own. I think what will look better is, rather than dwell on the low lights, we dwell on the highlights. Anyway, there we go. I still don't know how am I going to get a mermaid here. So what happens if Emily's here? What happens if she's looking? What would happen if she was holding her arm out like that? So her hand was up here and she was looking off to the horizon. You know, how you hold your hand up like this. What's that going to look like? Just going to quickly look up. What does someone look like if they're looking to the horizon, looking to horizon, and do an image search? Oh, look, lots of people, images. Let's just have a look. I want to see someone doing it from the sideways, though, not. Okay, well, I suppose that's the closest. It's a bit of a strange pose. Maybe that's why there's no pictures of it. Well, I'll be the first one ever because there's not many. I suppose that's the closest. Okay, well, look, there's a person. Okay, so we're just going to be, her arm will be coming out from her shoulder. Okay, and just come down. Well, that can't be easy, can it? Should we do that? So coming out from, here's her shoulder. So that would be coming out like that. And this is her little sleeve. I might have done it a bit big. We get the idea. I might just leave it as it is there, just let it dry off a little. Just put a slightly darker colour here. Got a little bit of dimension, and that little hand. So she's looking out to the horizon. So her fingers will be poking just about straight at us, and her hand will be kind of there. I'll just have to add that detail with pencil or something. But I think we can tell that she's looking off, and maybe she's here looking for mermaids. And look, she found one. Looks like a Pac-Man on the end of a stick at the moment. Do you know what? I'm just going to quickly make a mermaid marker. So what I want to do, because I've already got the sauce created, the juice, but I just want to make sure this is fully diluted. So I want to hear that ball rolling around. I'll shake it over here because it will annoy the camera. And you are yours. Okay. And then I'm just going to undo that. Now you could add a mixing bowl into here, but because it's such a small space, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to pour that in there. And I do want to leave a bit of water at the top, bit of air rather, because I'm going to have to mix that every time I use it, most likely. Because the pigment in the watercolour is heavier than the water. It's always going to sink down, a bit like the paint pens, really. Oops. Oh, let's get a little bit of that happening then. So that will be the horizon back here and the sky. get this colour here. This is 70s eyeshadow. Okay, so if this is, where's the horizon? We can make the horizon wherever we want, but let's say it's here, and then I'll make that stand out a bit more. This might be a hill coming up here, so I don't want to have it going straight across like that, but I could get a little bit more of the blue. Yeah, that's going to interfere with his shirt colour. And we'll just see how we go. It's just a loose interpretation of the sky. And it could be the end of the day. It might not be the middle of the day. I suppose, what is this? Is it a spirit guide? Is it a ghost coming to attack her? So I suppose I need to get rid of that, really. Well, let's stain this a different colour. I'm just going to add yellow over the top for the time being. Just to let it sink in a little bit. And I do love the effect of this blue spray here. So what happens if I do spray the blue into this? I might need to change her sleeve colour. We'll see. Okay, that's too wet. So it's just spreading out everywhere. And same here. So let me, actually, I will just hit it with this. And if you've got any questions for me, I can look at all the different channels. Okay. Oh, wow, Barbara, it's 1:20 in Florida. You're going to do some nighttime art. Oh, yes. Yes, all the beautiful ladies. It's just nice to see you, spend this time. Oh, wow. Jenny's in Thailand. How beautiful. Thailand's such a beautiful country with such beautiful people. Very jealous of you in Thailand. Is jealous the right word? I don't mean to make it sound negative. You know, just, oh, you lucky ducky, that's what I mean. So this is, I want it to be more speckles like this. So I really need to wait until it's a bit drier. I'm just using, rather than use my hand, I suppose I could use a bit of something else. I want the speckles, the sea mist. So I can have a little bit of speckles going over onto her. That's all right. And then this is coming down to the edge of the ocean. I suppose the ocean would be grayer, but today it's very blue. It's a mermaid day. This is a fantasy day. So this is the part of Anne of Green Gables that wasn't in the book. We're inventing it. So I'm going to use, I've got a combination of 80 days, which is this blue, and this is the Odyssey, but I'm doing 80 days and a little bit of Secret Garden. So that's the swatches there. She thought she was whale watching, but really it wasn't the grey whales that were kicking up a splash. It was the It was the mermaid. Splishy splashing around. Now, for her little face, I think that's dry enough. I could come in with a fine black pen, or I could do pencil. The black pen's going to be very different and stand out. I could also do it with a very fine brush, but I'm feeling pencilish. I'm just going to clean up a little as I go. Anne with an E spotted a mermaid. Are we dry? Yes, we are. Now, which colour, which colour? So this is Karnak. This is Luxor. This is from the King Tut, the Pharaoh set of magic wands. And just getting my to the point sharpener, because I need a little bit of a point on that. But do I want it in brown or do I want dark blue? As her little details. I'll just have them. This is Nuit or Nuit, which is the basis. Nuit, the name for night in French, is the comes from the name of the goddess Nut, who was the night sky, arching over and keeping us all safe, and she had all stars in her gown. She's my favourite of the Egyptian goddesses. I might go in with Nut. I can always go in with my other browns and things. Purple's my other go-to, but I'm trying to diversify. So here she is looking for her. Oh, we have to do her freckles too, so I might get freckle colour. Did you see my procrastination? Yes, I did. So there's Seti and Thoth. Oh, I think Seti, this is going to be very red. But freckles are kind of red. We might have a couple of different ones that will come up onto the nose. Oh, maybe I'll do Thoth. So we've got the little nose coming in to where the eyes are. We've got little lips. And a little jawline coming up to the ear here. Oh, I don't like that at all. Now it's going to be difficult for me to... Oh, you know what I'm going to do? No, I'm going to go in with the finest thing I have, because this is quite a little tiny face and I want her to have some little details. That's better. So the super, super fine doesn't like anything other than just plain smooth paper. Oh, but it's okay. Now let's come in with a little bit of pencil. maybe even a little bit of carrots. It's actually not called carrots. It's called poppy. This is a really, really orangey red, just to give it a little bit more depth there. I need a little bit more of that hat colour. I might even take it more towards yellow, so her little hat stands out. Now the trick is, once you've, because I've added these little details that are sharp, but I haven't got them anywhere else. I've got to kind of get them to fit in a little better. So maybe I'll I'll give a little bit of detail to what's going on over here. So we know that they're the focuses. Oh, I just used that in the wet watercolour. Oh, sorry, pen. Oh, she didn't like that at all. Anyway, it's fine. But I didn't like that. Okay, let's... What a beautiful colour this is, the setty. And I need a little bit of white as a highlight. This is going to be quite subtle, but I'm just going to build this up around here, just on her little cheekbones. The top there, bring that down there, maybe add a little bit on her hand and a little bit just on her chin. But that's really a soft white. I might want to build that up with some other colours as well. Now I want this to be quite light. No, there's a colour called Sekhmet. Where is she? It's going to be nice there. Oh, colours says, what about that space there for adding a bigger mermaid tail? Oh, I think that's a fabulous idea. I hope you're all going to give it a go. Maybe you could do that. This is some more ocean mist sort of rolling in and coming across. But I need to get some white in there. I've got a brand new white paint pen. Oh, Rachel, love you. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, you've recently just got one, but you're waiting for another 3 more boxes. Oh, my goodness me. You've just really enjoying yourself. Good on you. Just adding a little bit of white highlight on here. As she looks out, maybe a bit on the fingers there. And on this hand here. Maybe maybe on the front of her boot a little bit, on the front of her dress. Now, you know, in a scene like this, you could just go on and on and on forever and ever and ever and just keep adding, and this might even just be a warm-up sketch for another piece. Sorry, I'm concentrating, and when I'm I sort of start a sentence and disappear off halfway. It's just that I'm concentrating. Sorry. Got a tussock going down into the water there. Grasses, sea grasses. So this is a colour called the Nile. This white here is not good. Not good. It's sort of standing out for no reason. And, well, it doesn't need to be there. So let's go back to Green Gables. And let's add in, oh gosh, what a colour. Because we've been adding lots of other colours, so we've lost the essential, just the little colour on its own there. So let's get it back. That's that little tussock there. Maybe this is a little path that comes down to the sea for Anne with an E. Anne with an E followed a path to the sea. I might put that there. Do I dare do it with this little pen? Yes, why not? Just let me concentrate. Just let me do. Anne with an E. Anne with an E. I can never leave the text alone. I always have to come in and decorate it. Oh, that might be a courier. Or it could be a leaf. We don't know. But Jess is barking. Anne with an E followed a path to the sea. So we know who it is because she's Anne with an E. And that is Anne of Green Gables, Scratch Cry. Anne with an E followed a path to the sea. Well, that sounds like a courier. Okay, my friends, well, thank you for joining me. And that was, I can improve on the quality of the live stream, I'm sure. Well, I hope so. I probably just have to pay more money. I don't know yet. And let's just see if I can get, oh, there I am in the corner again. Oh, and there's the end stream button there. Great, okay. So thank you. If you've got questions, I'll try and come back and answer them. But I hope you enjoyed that. and I will see you around the traps. Bye.